Good morning, everybody. I am meteorologist Matt Powell from the Delaware Weather Network, and welcome to our YouTube channel. We certainly have an active weather day on the way, so no better time to kick off this new weather channel on YouTube than by taking a look at what we have in store and what we could potentially see as we go through the day today. All right, let's jump right into this. First off, we're going to take a look at satellite map across the Northeast this morning, and we notice a couple areas. First, you see these bright white cloud tops moving across Delaware into South Jersey. Some of you saw some showers and thunderstorms this morning, mostly Kent County, points north. It did make it into a little bit of northern Sussex County, but a lot of lightning, a lot of thunder. Some of you woke up to that this morning. That now, as you see, is pushing over into New Jersey. You notice another area here of bright white cloud tops. That's an area of showers and storms bubbling up over central Pennsylvania. But what I want you to notice is a couple things. First off, if you look south and west of there, across Virginia and West Virginia, you don't see those bright white billowing cloud tops. In fact, skies clear out for the most part, and that's going to be what we're watching during the day today. How much of that clearing gets in here? The more sunshine you see, we call it destructive sunshine, because the more sunshine you see, the more it's going to create instability in the atmosphere, and that could lead to stronger thunderstorms. If we can keep the cloud cover, then that's going to hold down the severe weather threat a little bit. But in all honesty, I think a lot of that clearing is going to make it up here, and we are going to see some periods of sunshine, especially a little bit later this morning into the early afternoon hours. Something else to notice, you can kind of see this tan band out over the ocean. That's that band of smoke that's been sitting over the region for the last couple of days. That's beginning to retreat back to the north, and as it does so, that's also going to create conditions that are a little bit more favorable for thunderstorm development. Sometimes when you have a lot of smoke in the atmosphere, it kind of helps to temper the development of thunderstorms, but it does appear that that's moving a little bit to the north. All right, let's take the clouds away and take a look at the radar map this morning. And let me put this in motion. There we go. And down here you see what's left of the rain and storms that rolled through Kent and Newcastle County. That's now fading off as it moves across South Jersey. Not much behind it right now. Now, understand, at any point today, a shower or thunderstorm could bubble up. The atmosphere is very unstable. Humidity levels are going to be increasing. So a shower or storm could pop up, but I think the more organized showers and storms occur a little bit later, and we could very well have several hours in between there where you see some sunshine, there's dry conditions, and there's really not much going on. There's that big blob of rain and thunderstorms. We saw it with the satellite map. There's the precipitation rolling across central Pennsylvania. But here again, notice behind it, look down to the south, off to the west, and right now there's nothing. And I think that's some of that clearing that's going to get in here and kind of allow some sunshine to help destabilize the atmosphere. This precipitation that you see and that we had roll through Delaware this morning, that was ahead of a warm front. So that warm front is pushing north through the area. That's going to usher in much warmer, much more humid conditions. We could approach a heat index once again close to 100 degrees in some areas this afternoon. So a very warm, very muggy day on the way. Then we're going to take a cold front and slam it through the region this afternoon, and you take a cold front and bring it through. And again, without getting into too much technical jargon like I called it yesterday, there's a lot of upper air dynamics at work, and a lot of them favor severe weather across our region. In fact, I posted on Facebook this morning, this may look familiar to you. You see now the entire state is under a level 3 enhanced risk for severe weather. Doesn't happen all that often around here to get the whole state from north to south right to the beaches under that level 3 enhanced risk. So it kind of tells you that conditions are really favorable for the development of severe weather. Now, what we're looking at. First off, there's a ton of moisture in the air. We can actually measure something called precipitable water. We call it PWatt values. And those PWatt values are through the roof. So we could very easily see 2, 3, 4 inches of rain in an hour with some of these thunderstorms. That's going to create localized flash flooding. These thunderstorms are going to be capable more than anything else of producing a couple things. One, damaging winds. I would not be shocked if some of these storms reach their full potential to see wind gusts in some locations 70, maybe 80 miles an hour. Certainly high enough to do some damage. Also, we're going to see a lot of cloud-to-ground lightning with these storms. Very dangerous. So if you see dark skies approaching, you start to hear thunder, get indoors. Lightning can jump out from these storms 10, 12 miles away. It's simply not worth risking it and worth your life being outside in these storms. Something else we're going to be keeping an eye on. There is a threat of tornadoes. The main threat is going to be Newcastle County up through Philadelphia, Trenton. A lot of New Jersey is under that threat, as is eastern Pennsylvania. It does get down into northern Delaware. Now, that's not to say that central southern Delaware, you're out of the woods. An isolated tornado is possible. There's just a better chance as you go farther north in the state. And if you're traveling into Jersey, Pennsylvania, even up around New York City, that threat certainly increases as you head a little bit north. Just better dynamics in the atmosphere up that way. So if everything comes together, we could be looking at quite the severe weather outbreak. Now, this is going to come in waves. And something else that I posted, in fact, let me just go back here. I posted this, and this came off of one of the weather models that we use, and you kind of see separate bands here. I don't think this is going to be, here comes a line of storms, 30 minutes later, it's out. We could, again, see a storm bubble up at any point, and we're going to see waves of these storms come through. Mid-afternoon through the evening hours, really into the nighttime hours, we're going to see a succession of these storms. So don't think just because one rolled through, oh, okay, we're done, we're out of the woods. There could be more coming through, and it's going to take several hours to really clear all this out. Tomorrow looks great. Couple leftover showers, maybe especially right by the coast. But sunshine returns tomorrow. Humidity drops. Smoke's gone. Nice day on Sunday. But we got a lot of weather to get through between now and then. So best advice is keep an eye to the sky during the day. I wouldn't cancel outdoor plans, but be weather aware, as we say. The weather can rapidly change today and go downhill. Of course, I'll be posting watches and warnings on Facebook as needed. And if anything changes, I'll certainly be sure to let all of you know. So be safe. Have a great Saturday, everybody.